Good morning, everybody. Hey, good morning. So I'm Jeff Marshall. I'm the acting director for DISA J9 and the Hybrid Cloud Broker office. I'm here to tell you all the great and wonderful things that our products can do for you. I'm here to tell you what features they have. And I'm here to tell you why you need them. Uh-oh. I can see it already. People's eyes glazed over. You started looking for the exit. Okay. Let's take a different approach then. Hey everybody, I'm Jeff, and I'm here to ask you, how can I help you? What does your hybrid cloud journey look like? How well are you going down that path? What's going well for you? What's not going so well for you? And what can the Hybrid Cloud Broker perhaps do for you to help you with that journey? What resonates more with you? Is it that sales representative who gives you that product pitch that you just never wanted to hear? Or is it the solution advisor who really wants to sit down with you and dig deep to first understand what your needs are and what your issues are? Coming from private industry, I can tell you which way works better. So I joined DISA from a well-known private IT company where, as Director of Global Cloud Platform Services, it was my job day in and day out to help Fortune 50 customers around the globe with what they needed. And then from that point, we would figure out what solutions that they wanted to help with those needs. And so what they want is they want a solutions advisor to first listen to them and then help create feasible solutions that meet their requirements. Let's make sure this works. In other words, to find a solution to the problem you're having, we first need to understand what your problem is. And for that, we need to put the why before the what. Ooh. All right. Did you know, according to Aberdeen Group, that the average business-to-business, B2B, company wastes about 30% of its sales cycle because they fail to focus on what the customer actually needs? Even worse, Forrester research says that B2B buyers are 60% less likely to buy from a company whose sales representatives schedule a call before they even understand what the customer's needs are. In fact, our friends at Salesforce found that 73% of buyers say that sales reps don't understand what their needs are at all. Many DoD, Department of Defense, agencies are facing a perplexing challenge when it comes to cloud adoption, migration, and optimization. These come in the form of data security, where applications belong in the cloud, compliance, and even the simple question of, does my IT stuff even go in the cloud? Essentially, they're being handed an unsolvable Rubik's Cube, a powerful cloud tool with the potential to transform their IT infrastructure, where all sides of the cube are scrambled in a way that seems impossible to solve. The colors are mixed up, the solution is unrecognizable, and it's unclear that traditional IT methodology will only lead to frustration. Simply throwing technology at a problem is like being blindfolded while furiously twisting that cube around, trying some random configuration. You're going to get a 0% chance of success. As DoD agencies, we need a better, more calculated approach. We need a process that focuses on our understanding of our unique needs and then craft a solution that solves our specific Rubik's Cube. A successful integration and utilization of a hybrid cloud environment that is optimized with the right infrastructure and services. All right, let's sidebar for a second and define hybrid cloud. So for me, it's a compute environment that entails on-premise data center capacity, it includes private cloud capacity, and it includes public cloud capacity. Where workloads are hosted, where they're best working at, where they're best met. And then from there, they can also share their data between themselves. At the end of the day, the most rewarding thing for me is the aha moment when a mission partner understands what they need to get started with cloud. It's like watching someone turn that Rubik's Cube one last time and all the colors line up. The Hybrid Cloud Broker Office is a pivoting to engage with mission partners using a better approach, one that focuses on collaboration to identify unique cloud needs. With this understanding, we then discuss solutions and recommendations. And then and only then are we going to come and talk about what products we have that can best fit that solution. A study by Rain Group in Serious Decisions shows that companies whose sales folks work on problem-solving solutions first are 20 to 30% more successful than companies that use the traditional product-centric approach. By prioritizing the needs of the customers, our solutions advisors can enter into engagement conversations that are data-driven and focus on actual problems. By focusing on a problem-solving hybrid cloud journey, we foster trust and build stronger relationships. By prioritizing customer needs, we generate better customer satisfaction that lead not only to repeat business, but to a positive word of mouth. I concede by pivoting to this problem solution approach, the broker office faces two challenges. The first is a technical knowledge gap within our sales folks, our advisors of capability. The second is a lack of performance metrics to ensure that our approach actually works. To get after challenge number one, we are developing programs and training that address technical knowledge gaps to effectively understand our customer cloud needs and challenges. These include hybrid cloud fundamentals, scenario-based training, DoD-specific cloud problems, and technical product certification. To solve challenge number two, we are addressing the lack of suitable performance metrics by developing continuous customer feedback loops, customer satisfaction surveys, time to value metrics, and solution adoption rates. The Hybrid Cloud Broker Office is a unique concept in DoD. It's borrowed from industry. It's an organization focused on customer-centric marketing. Wow, I just flew through that. There we go. My bad. All right. We also realize that our mission partners have options when choosing who they'll come to. So we're rebuilding our framework to take a more mission partner-centric approach to help DoD organizations understand the value that DISA cloud solutions bring to their mission and their cloud journeys. To set ourselves apart, we know that we must put the why before the what. We need to add better value not only from industry providers, but also existing and emerging government cloud providers. We plan to leave the product pitch behind. And we're going to step into the future of hybrid cloud solution advising, unless, of course, you really want the torment. The problem solution framework empowers us to be problem solvers and innovators for our mission partners. So, in summary, from this point forward, DISA J9's Hybrid Cloud Broker Office will always put the why before the what. Thank you. And I do apologize for that a bit. I've had a slight cold, so. All right, so at this time, if I can answer any questions. Sure, come on.
Wow.
You got to jump up to it.
No, don't, because the next person is going to be taller than me. So So thank you for your presentation. One of the challenges that I tend to find is that my customers want it. Okay, it's all right. I'm taller than I look, really. All right, I appreciate you. Our customers, and you probably have run into this as well, they want to jump straight to the solution, right? And so getting them to focus back on defining the requirements and the why is challenging. So if you guys have any tips on how to help us do that, so we can start that conversation with them, so we can focus on the why before we get to the what.
Sure.
That would be great. Thank you.
Yeah. So one of the first ways that we do it is we point out failures of the past. We point out that early adopters of cloud who thought that they were doing great and wonderful things, they maybe pushed all of their IT assets out to a particular cloud or to a particular platform, and now they're suffering because of it. So we use those as use case stories to say, hey, it's great that you want to get to the cloud, but what you really should do is you should let us and yourselves focus on what those requirements are that you have, and then let's figure out what the right types of solutions are. Because while one type of cloud is great, it doesn't mean that that one type of cloud is the fit-all, be-all for every workload type that you have. And so what we do is when we back off of that first, we can help them identify what workload types actually belong in which particular type of cloud. There's some things that just don't even belong in the cloud, yet we can host them in a traditional hosting platform, but still control them with cloud-like technology so that it seems seamless for them.
So I'm just curious, like, it seems like this is kind of a paradigm shift for your organization, right? Moving to a solutions-based selling approach, right? So how are you training, how are you kind of like working with your team to bring them up to speed on, hey, this is the new methodology, what training are you doing internally, how are you approaching that problem? Because it sounds like it's selling 101, right? But I'm just kind of curious how you're approaching that.
Great question. So you're absolutely right. Traditionally in DoD, and I'm from private industry, so how we're doing things now actually makes a lot more sense to me than how things were done previously. But the way we're going about it is we're using industry best practices, we're using industry training and services to help our team to understand what it means to be solution advisors and what it means to come after a problem solution mindset. So it's an entire framework that we put together that we first train our advisors on. And when they come at it from that approach, they understand that they just cannot go and put a slick sheet of a product in front of somebody first, that they first need to sit down based on, even the stats that I provided, sit down and say, hey, what are your needs? And often what we find is many customers, they really don't understand what their needs are. They just know they've been told, go to the cloud. And so even with that, we're able to sit them down and then calmly kind of work through a process with them that helps them figure out where to start their journey.
Hello. One question here. So how are you adjusting the current process to get cloud engagement with a hybrid cloud with the new why versus the past process, submit your request, and how are you changing the process with this?
So we have our solutions advisors group, and actually the Hybrid Cloud Broker is 3 pillars, as I like to call it. So one pillar is marketing. So we have a marketing commander who, what he does is he will look at what we're trying to do. He looks at our marketing and he looks at our information that we have on our website, hac.mil, and he will actually start to put together how to reformat all that into a problem solution mindset and framework for marketing. Then we have our customer success folks, that pillar, who are taught the same problem solution mindset so that for current customers, they don't just come at it from a product position either. They actually look at customer success from a problem solution perspective first, to first understand what is it that the customer is asking for, and then from there they'll go into the solution. And then on the sales side, on the solution advisor side, we're actually going out. We do the traditional things of calls, of Teams chats, of getting on in a video conference. But what we're starting to do as often as we can is we're actually getting out and getting in front of a customer. And now our newest thing with me being here is we have what's called a VIP senior engagement, where I personally will go out and I will talk to equivalent SCS GO level officers, and I will get in front of them with this exact same pitch that we have here, the elevator pitch, and we'll let them know that, hey, we're here to help you with what your needs are, not just to try and sell you something. Because let's face it, in the past, it could be said that DISA was the only kind of hosting shop in town, but the times have changed, right? And so we're in a free marketplace even within DoD, and so it's in our best interest and it's in our customers' best interest and mission partners' best interest that if we want to show them the power of what DISA and J9 can do from a broker perspective, from a technologies and hosting perspective, we've got to get out there and do things differently. And that was why this entire concept of the Hybrid Cloud Broker Office came about. No one else? Hey, this part was fun. This was better than the speech.
I'm wondering what part or what fraction of the decision of hosting in the cloud versus hosting in local venues is dependent upon security-related issues in your experience?
It's a good question. So there is no right answer to that, unfortunately. It's all situational based as to whether someone's workload truly can go into the cloud or whether it needs to be within a secure hosting environment, regardless of which aisle it is. So that's what our solution advisors are also getting better at understanding themselves, so that when we go into a mission partner and we start to have that needs discussion, we can look at it and look at their situation, look at the workload type, look at what compliance is around it, look at what security is around it, and then we can help make that decision. Now, I will say that oftentimes that things can go into the cloud. They used to could not go into the cloud. Coming from industry not too far long ago, I was actually surprised at how much further along we've gotten with what is available to be put into the cloud from a security perspective. However, there's still many other pieces to that pie, and again, it's all dependent on who the mission partner is and what that workload is as to whether we would suggest that it stay in a traditional hosting environment or a mainframe environment or a private cloud environment like our own Stratus.
I was wondering what your vision of the future hosting OCONUS and IL6 is.
Good question, thank you. So the question is about OCONUS and IL6, and we are getting there. We have what is our OCONUS offering, which is a combination of either JOE, Joint Operational Edge, or we have our Stratus that we're also putting into place, either in the Pacific and in Europe, and we're also be able to support Africa. And it does support IL6. Depending on, again, what a mission partner needs, we're going to be able to support that. Now, from where I came from within private industry, we talked a lot about multi-cloud, not holding yourself accountable to any one particular cloud platform or cloud type, but being able to move your workload around as necessary. And so that's also something that our mission partners are looking for. And so that's what our solution advisors are also able to talk to, is placing workload even within IL6, even within OCONUS, to get it closer to the warfighter and the edge, but being able to support that in an environment that makes sense. All right. Well, if that's it, I appreciate everyone. Thank you very much for your time.